Slight issue. Yes, good. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so hey, it's we're kind of down to the wire on Teardown Tuesday here, and also on Ada Lovelace Day, which is a celebration of women in technology. So we're gonna celebrate a fictional woman in technology because we have the excuse to do so. I got this toy lightsaber. Hi. It does all these different colors and stuff. So today being Ada Lovelace Day, I thought I would celebrate Princess Leia, aka General Leia Organa. This thing is so fun. Because we were at Xilinx Developer Forum last week, and Avnet brought these beautiful multicolor, color-changing lightsabers. Look, it even does... Come on, do the thing. There we go. It even does multiple colors! Amazing! So, I got really excited about this. And obviously we need to take it apart. So it being, Women in Technology Day, also it's Teardown Tuesday, also it's Halloween! So maybe you can learn from this how to build your own lightsaber. But yeah, we'll be taking this apart in just a second. First I want to show you a quick clip from the show where, or the dev forum, where I encouraged this fellow Kent to, ooh, I got both of them up, there we go, to put one of these lightsabers on his robot arm so that it could be trained to like pick it up and wave it around and stuff, and that was a great idea. So here's some video of that. Here's Kent training it. So basically he wraps the gripper around. This is Haddington Dynamics Dexter robot arm. It's super cool, and like the whole chassis is 3D printed. You can get it as a kit for $3,000 or, you know, assembled for $10K. It has some really cool features like these little Kevlar strings and stuff that you use for tensioning. Anyway, so right now he's like training it to pick the stuff up, and like he's like, this is how you do the thing, right? And then he lets it go, and it goes up into the sky. And then in the next video, oh no, just clicking things in that regard here. In the next video, you'll see the results of that. So here's the interface that he's used for training it. La 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 la. Come on. There we go. And now here's the robot doing the same thing that he's just taught it how to do, just doing the same motions over again. And this turned out to be quite popular. Not just with me. Come on. Oh, we've got some jerky video here. I'll have to put it up separately, I think. But, you know, you got some quality sort of lightsaber wielding action here. He had to keep it from falling out there, but it was pretty good at holding it. I mean, for a robot that's never held a lightsaber before, which is most of them, hopefully, it did a pretty good job, especially given that, like, its gripper was just this sort of, like, you can swap out the grippers on the Dexter robot, but in this case, it was this little tiny plastic thing, and it did an admirable job of holding onto this slippery plastic, narrow lightsaber. So, given that, I have the lightsaber here. I have an array of tools, and I'm very fond of the phrase "by any means necessary," so let's take that approach. So there's a little button where you like turn it on and stuff, and you can do the different effects. They stick a little plastic tab in here when you first get it, so that it blocks the batteries from their contacts or from each other or something. It interrupts the circuit, and then you yank that out when you're ready to use the lightsaber. So let's first take off this little battery thingy. My guess is it's just gonna split down here, but there's probably like some kind of screws in here holding it together. Pull out the batteries. Oop, there we go. Are these 3 volts? I forget. I think they're 3 volts, so that would be 6 volts altogether. Yes, there's another screw hidden under here. Ha 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 ha. I love it. So easy. Just a little Phillips head. We might not even have to super destroy anything. That'd be really cool if I could like put some smarts in this, like maybe make it actually make the VWOOM noises. Oh yeah, I forgot. This screws off. Discovered that at the forum itself. So if you want, you can just like take out all the sections apart in this way by like sliding them backwards through each other. Way, don't you go away. Stay here. We need you. You've got this flashlight, you know, thingy on the end. as you would expect. Does this? Ah, this also screws off. Cool. Wait, or is it just? No, it just rotates. It appears to have been... Okay, so this is some kind of a cuff over a two-piece assembly. The cuff appears to be in one piece, so maybe it just kind of snapped on. I don't know, we'll try and find out. As expected, this side comes apart easily. Yeah, I might try just sort of prying this thing off this way. And then, ooh, that might... Oh, you know what? It probably actually... I'm going to try unscrewing it one more time, just because I think it just rotates. But yeah, it just rotates, okay. So there's probably some kind of a snap fit thing. Brute force method! Yeah! That's not working. Okay, so let's try and pry it with something. We're going to totally wreck it now, but I can always 3D print some more parts for it, so whatever. Come on. Need a better wrench, methinks. Okay, if I can get it over that little collar, then that'll be optimal. So how about we apply some more prying implements? Because I must pry. Using the blade, no, I should use the, can use the file on this guy probably. Less chance of stabbing. Cloudy with a 30% chance of stabbing. Come on. Oh, soft plastic. Okay, gotta take my rings off for this one. Don't want to damage them. What if I work around the other side now? So when I say tear down, I really do kind of include the verb tear in here, because I love how it's blue underneath, though. That's like my lucky color, right? Come on. Come on. Come on. It'd be cool to make one out of, like, actual metal. Haha! 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 Glorious! Just as I thought. It snaps on. Ah, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna fix the focus on here. Yes. Look, you can see where it was basically like spray painted, right? And somebody just smudged their thumb up in it. Cool. Well, you know, with a little bit of aesthetic repair here, this could totally just go right back together. Anyway, we're tearing down, not up. All right. So this part, oh, this whole thing just, aha! That's so simple. Almost disappointing, but let's take a look at what's inside. La la la. So we've got your little button. It's a little squishy guy. The spring is this sort of like silicone material, rubber thing that's separate. Just pump, 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 pump. And then this is probably some type, yeah, this has got to be some kind of conductive material on here. And what that does is it connects the, oh, I learned the word for this. What is it? It's not castellated, it's not interlaced. Interdigitation! Interdigited. Yeah, that's the phrase for this, where you have two things put together like fingers, hence interdigitation. It's super cool. And so when you put something that's flat and conductive on top, it connects the two of them, and then you have a button. It's sweet. So this is some kind of gunk covering the chip. There actually may not be a chip under here. It may just be some components that would be inside a chip package, except it's cheaper to just put them directly on the PCB and then glob some goop over it. Over here, look at that! Oh man, just a little resistor hanging out there. Wow. What value is this? It's a 3. Are those brown or black? I think it's a 30 ohm resistor. 300. And then we have the battery contacts there, of course. I don't remember which way they were in. Oh, hey, it says it on there. If they were in this way, then that makes this the positive contact. No, it's ground contact and this the positive. So this guy is the positive. That's the ground. Oh, and it's red because it's positive. Glorious. And then that goes into this little PCB here. We've got our little LED guys. This usually just comes off. Oh, no, they glued it on. No, they didn't. It's just friction fit. Come off. Rawr. Maybe they did glue it. It feels wiggly though. I think they like attached it a little bit on this side. Can we push it? Woo! It's making cracking noises. Let's not do that anymore. Okay, anyway, so you got your LEDs on here. Kind of cool how they did that. Just got like little track guys, and then there's presumably an outer ground. Oh yeah, this one is probably ground. Perchance. And you have 6 LEDs. That doesn't look right. There's only 3 LEDs in there. Oh, there's just room for 6. I see, cool. But then why are there 6 legs coming through? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe they just pre-tinned those as like an earlier part of the process, and then later on in the process, they choose how many LEDs are going to be on. So they populated these 3, and those have ended up being on 3 separate contacts, which is interesting. But they all connect to this inner ring. They didn't do their wire colors very well for that. But you've got another little inline resistor here. Wait, why is that one special? That's so weird. Can I tell which way the LEDs are going just by staring at this? Okay, so... Alright, so this guy is weird. This guy here is weird. Which makes sense. It is backwards from the other 2. This one has its ground leg facing inwards. The other 2 have their ground legs facing outwards. Which is really weird. Oh, are they just all in series? Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Interesting. Does it make sense though? I'm not sure it does. I would have to diagram this out because it's like 8:30 and my brain is toast right now. But you can tell which side of the LEDs is ground by looking at where the little flat side on them is. LEDs usually have 2 ways of telling if they're like which side is ground. Besides just like looking at the inner components of the LED, you can also tell by the length of the legs, obviously, but also by where the little flat side is. They usually have one side ground flat, or just cast flat or whatever. Does this just pull out or what? I see a capacitor in there. I think it's glued down, but didn't we say by any means necessary? Hey! It was glued, but okay, all we've got over there is a little capacitor. Cool. And that's going to the ground wire. Oh, okay, interesting. Between power and ground. And then, so if we just follow these, oh yeah, you've got all this extra logic that's controlling the LEDs. Oh right, because they're RGB LEDs, so it's gonna be weird. I forgot about that. Okay, anyway, cool. So we got 3 RGB LEDs. We got a couple of resistors in here doing some heavy lifting. Oh boy, look at that connection. It's just not super great in general. Then we've got this little... Okay, what if I just try and diagram out this LED circuit? Because now I'm really curious. Where's my notebook? Here we go. Oh, and tomorrow I have a really cool thing for you for Wednesday that's another awesome woman cosplay thing, although it is not specifically technical as the character, but the project will be technical. Okay, so what? We have 3 LEDs. I want to diagram out this weird arrangement here. So let me get a light colored marker. Maybe the teal one will have to do. Which one of these is lighter? They're both pretty dark, but I can pretend. Okay, so we've got this sort of like big outer shape here. Okay, first we've got a circle. Then we have 4 access points, which means I need things like that, I think. Yeah. Not really. I need 3 lines in the center, actually. These are superfluous. Okay, so this one goes up and around like so. This one goes to the inner ring like so. No points for artistry tonight. And then we have these 2 central bits, which go like so and like so. All right, so I'm just gonna ignore the ones that are not connected at all because they serve only to distract us, confuse us, and make us angry. So we've got this connection, this connection. That's 1 LED. We've got another LED between these 2. And another LED between these 2. Wait, I lied. This one is between here and here. And I'm just going to shade these whole things because that will help me visualize it. And then finally, I'm just going to grab another color that doesn't really have much significance here, but it's going to help me see where stuff is. And there's this one. Okay. So this is the situation we have going on. And we have data on which leg of each LED is which. So once again, it helps that I have the ring light to like bounce off of here. Okay, so first one, ground LED is to the outside of the top. Plus, minus. Okay. And that corresponds to this LED here. And then the next one also has its ground LED to the outside. So that's also a plus. And then the third one, this troublemaker, does indeed seem to have its flat side on the inside, which is strange and confusing to me. So what? That would mean that this one takes the power in, which makes sense with, but elsewhere they, see, they're not being consistent in that case with using the red wire for voltage. But what it implies is that this yellow wire is in fact the only not red one, is where the power is like the positive leg, right? And then the power sort of goes into these 2 LEDs and then comes back out of this one. And I don't even know what this would be doing. And out of this one. They must just have like separate signal or something, but they all have the same signal coming in. Anyway, as I mentioned, it's like 8:30 and my brain is toast. So I'm excited to come back to this tomorrow and have another squint at it and be like, oh, duh. But in the meantime, if anyone feels like decoding this for me, I'm really curious to figure out how this thing is set up. My assumption is also, by the way, that these LEDs have some internal programming. You can get LEDs that do special patterns and stuff when you turn them on without adding any extra circuitry, so I kind of think that that's what these are. If I could get this thing off, then I mean, didn't I say by any means necessary? Come on, Alex, we can do better than this. Let's go at it with the wrenchy thing. Oh, there's another screw in here. LOL. Hello. just pretend that didn't happen. Okay. Now I can double check what I thought about the ground sides of the LEDs by looking at them from the top. Yep, that one is definitely ground to the center. That's so weird. They look like fairly regular LEDs. You can see the two little sides in here. Doop doop doop. Very pretty. What happens if we just put 3 volts into one of them? Let's try that. Oh, you know what? I bet these are 3 volts each, and that's 12 volts total. But they could be 1.5. CNB G13A. Let's Google that. Mm-mm. 1.5 volts, yeah. I'm gonna double check that. Yeah. Cool. So that is 6 volts total, but since we've got I think that doesn't mean that each one is getting 6 volts. So let's try this. Gonna grab a couple of jumper wires here and try to just connect these up. You know, I meant this to be like kind of an easy sort of wind down the day video, but this is turning into like a really interesting quest. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, so I've hooked these up in a way that makes sense. So I'm gonna do this guy. Ah! Oh, I did get a flash of light. Okay, let's see what happens. Come on. I need to be able to hold on to this. Okay. I'm seeing red and green channels. I'm not seeing a blue channel, but that could have to do with the fact that blue requires more power. Yeah. Oh, wait, there's 2 of them on. That makes sense, because those 2 have... Wait, does that make sense? Yeah, okay. Because these 2 have the same arrangement. So if I hook this one up to power and ground, then both of those are going to turn on. But if I hook this one up to power and ground, the other ones are not going to turn on, because they're diodes and electricity only flows one way through them. Let's confirm that just for fun. This one, if I hook up this one, then power should not flow to the other ones. Ah! You know, I could use a third hand for this, but it's kind of fun just like... Wait a minute. What? Do you turn on if I go the other way? Was I wrong? No. I just had the leads backwards. Haha. Okay. Wait a minute. No, I was wrong. So they all have power going to the middle. And then they, oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay. So it seems really weird and random. Oh, maybe they don't all do the same color. Maybe one is red, one is green, and one is blue. That would make a lot of sense, because this whole thing is really diffused by the plastic lightsaber thingy. So it doesn't matter if they're totally separate LEDs. Ah, that makes it so that makes so much more sense. However, that still doesn't explain to me. Oh, this one must be the blue one. That must be why it has a separate lead. Let me double check that though. Like a special one with a resistor on it, you know? I'm making a lot of assumptions here, but that's kind of the name of the game. So let's see if this one is really the blue one. That would make sense, because before I lit up the... No, it's red. That's super weird. Oh, that's why it needs a resistor in line. But let me double check the other ones and see what colors we get. This one's blue. And I'm just like accidentally contacting the other ones somehow? That wouldn't surprise me too much. There we go. That one is blue. And then this one is green. And they have 3 separate little planes that they're connected to. Yes! Good! Good, good, good. Okay. Glorious. Oh, I didn't label them. So that makes sense. The red one needs a resistor inline. They all get the same voltage in. They all in. Wait, no. Goes in like this, and then they all go out. Out, I say. They're their own little dedicated ground connections. So you got this one, and this one, all separate. Voltage goes in here. This one has an extra resistor because it is red. So that's the red one. This one is blue. This one is green. Or was that vice versa? Anyway, everyone's happy. I love this. It's really cool looking. They've got some like translucent green solder mask on there. Only on one side because solder mask is expensive, I guess. You've got your button over here. Da-da-da, and then your little circuit controlling everything. Well, this was extremely satisfying. I should put it back together again, I guess. That should be pretty easy because I didn't actually have to use brute force to separate the collimator or whatever from the LEDs. Ah! No! Hooray for Ada Lovelace. Hooray for women in tech. Hooray for lightsabers. Honestly, it's great to have an excuse to take apart a lightsaber at work. Now, I know that you don't really want to, but I think you should. Go in. There we are. Talking to the resistor wire in there. Does it sit in there or does it just sit in front of it? I think it's supposed to sit in there. Or in there. Aha! Yes, good. Probably some of these wires are going to be pretty unhappy with me. But so it goes. Ooh, you can't wedge in there though. Not allowed. It's been a while since I did a real sort of on-screen build or teardown. It feels nice. Alright, so now we've got the other half of the flashlight. Put the little button back in. Is there anything else we're missing? I don't think so. Cool. So actually I'm just going to set this on top of there to make sure it doesn't slip out of place when we do this. Ah, it's slipping out of place anyway. There we go. Alright, goes back together in one cozy package. It gets held together with this guy and with this little screw. I might have picked up the wrong screw. Oh no, here's the big one. Oh yeah, that's probably the wrong one. Maybe. This one looks like it'll be doing more heavy-duty work, holding the whole place together. There we go. Put the little batteries in. These ones are always kind of hard to stack. Hey, that worked pretty well actually. It's already decided that it's on. Good for you. Good for you, Lightsaber. I could have done something to, like, you know, toughen it up while I was in there, but I didn't, so whatever. And then we just screw this guy back on. Come on, Hackster Blue. Yeah! Awesome! Happy Teardown Tuesday. Have a great rest of your Ada Lovelace day, and I'll see you tomorrow for some really cool 3D printing action. I'm really excited. You should be stoked too. We're gonna have an awesome time. Catch you tomorrow. Ciao.